41 Whiting Farms Road across from the Holyoke Mall. Hope to see you there.
And the city of Holyoke.
Hey everybody, this is Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker. I wish I could be with you this weekend, but unfortunately I can't. I have marched before in the parade and had a wonderful time. It's a truly great opportunity for folks in Western Mass, and in fact probably all over New England, to come celebrate all things Irish. So I hope everybody has a really good time. I hope everybody behaves, and I hope everybody gets home safe, and that you all have a great time at the parade. Thank you very much.
Live from Holyoke, it's the 66th Annual Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade, featuring this year's Grand Marshal, Sister Jane Morrissey, Parade President Michael Moriarty, the Grand Colleen, Margaret Walsh, and this year's John F. Kennedy Award winner, Ann Dowd.
And here to bring you all the sights and sounds of this year's parade, here are your hosts, Eileen Curran and Brian Corden.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is that time of year again for us to bid you all a Cade Mille Fulcher, or 100,000 welcomes to the sights, the sounds, the pageantry, and the excitement, all of which have become the hallmark of the Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade. I'm Brian Corridon.
And I'm Eileen Curran. Glad to have you with us. It's a wee bit chilly out, but the sun is here, and it is shining beautifully on Northampton Street, our venue here for the Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade. We've got a great parade lined up for you. People are lining up along the city streets, and we just can't wait to present this to you. Right now, though, we want to go down to ground level, and our person on the street, our reporter on the street, Monty Belmonte, he is a radio host from WRSI 93.9 The River and a regular contributor to Connecting Point right here on WGBY. Monty, glad to have you with us again this year.
Glad to be here, Eileen and Brian, on the streets of Holyoke, celebrating our Irish-American heritage and one of the biggest St. Patrick's Parade in the country.
Absolutely, and you're dressed correctly for it.
Yeah, when I don't have actual hair and I can wear a hair hat like this, it makes me feel like I belong on TV instead of the radio all the time.
Well, we're happy to have you with us.
Well, thank you.
He looks terrific.
With the hat or without?
Okay.
And our first group that we're going to, you're really going to enjoy, Eileen and I listened to them warm up. You are in for a treat. The Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade Committee and WGBY proudly present from Princeton, New Jersey, the world-renowned Bushwhackers Senior Drum and Bugle Corps.
Always nice to kick things off on a high note.
It really is. That was from the Bushwhackers from Princeton, New Jersey. Excuse me. And we've got plenty more music to come after this. We are in for a real treat. The folks that did the music committee really went out of their way this year, Eileen, and I think you're really going to enjoy the bands and the drum bugle.
They go out of their way every year, Brian.
Yes, they do.
Absolutely terrific.
We do want to say that Leah Cars was the sponsor of this first division and also the sponsor for the Bushwhackers. We want to thank those folks for their generosity to the parade, and we hope you enjoy it. So as you can hear the sirens in the background, it can mean only one thing. It's parade day, it's Holyoke, and nothing else matters.
So let's take a shot of the beginning of this wonderful 66th edition of the Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade. And forgive me, Brian, if I'm a little distracted. I'm posting on Facebook some of the behind-the-scenes stuff so that people can get an idea of what it's like for us, behind the scenes and stuff. Really is just such a terrific tradition in this city and in this area. So, little
That's
social
what we
media
say. It's
action.
Parade Day, it's Holyoke, and nothing else matters. We do want to let you know, however, that some folks have gone down the street in advance of the Bushwhackers. The town crier and Johnny Driscoll, the town crier, is down there in his tuxedo, and he's just announcing the parade to all of the spectators along Northampton Street. And also DJ O'Connor and some of the folks from the St. Mary's students are giving out the programs along the line of march, and we will be showing you that program later in the broadcast because it's absolutely beautiful. It's something we don't want you to miss. So as you can hear, we are underway, and of course our first unit, as always, will be the Holyoke Police Department Color Guard. Holyoke Police Department led by Chief James Niswanger and the Police Department Marching Unit. There's the chief. I spoke with him earlier this week, and his remarks are basically the same. He said, gee, we want everybody to enjoy themselves. We kind of like, 400,000 people or 200,000 people, however many we expect. And, of course, that varies with the weather, Eileen. But he says just basically leave the place the way you found it. And,
exactly.
And that's fine. So.
And look, we have someone wearing a banner just behind the gentleman on your in front of your camera, and it says "My Last Parade."
Oh, I wish we had his name. We could recognize him, but we can certainly thank him for his service to the people in the city of Holyoke in his last parade. We will have a number over the course of the afternoon, a number of folks who will be marching in their last parade. We will certainly do what we can do. Here we have the Holyoke Police retirees. On that bus, it's 1,000 plus years of service. I think that's sponsored by Francie's Tavern here. Maddie McDonough here in Holyoke. The retired police officers, they're having a good time. They're getting a little warmed up. It was a little cold in that parking lot, but they're going to enjoy going down Northampton Street, Eileen, and they'll be reminiscing with some folks I'm sure that they've known here in Holyoke for all of their careers. And you can hear the round of applause that they're getting right now, in fact, from all these folks across the street. And right across the street from us, we have one of those houses that competes every year for the best party. And those I guess, are judged by members of the fire department, various fire departments. And so you're going to hear from them during the course of the afternoon. We have some more police vehicles coming into view. Always welcoming them to the parade. I particularly want to thank the Holyoke police officer who saved me when I was having trouble getting down the street earlier to get to the broadcast area. And he opened the street for me, and I want to thank him publicly. So we're doing well. These folks are from the state police.
Brian, I don't know if you can hear me.
Well, I certainly can.
I had sort of the same experience trying to get down Northampton Street after they had closed it, and I thought I had lost my touch. As a reporter for so many years, I usually was able to talk my way through any obstacles, shall we say. But I did approach a couple other folks and was able to get down the street. So thank you. You know who you are, you wonderful, wonderful gentleman in blue.
You still have the touch, Eileen. Coming into view is the Holyoke Caledonian Pipe Band, sponsored by attorneys Chartier, Brady, and Ogun. It's the oldest continuous operating pipe band in North America. And the pipe major is Jay Kelly. Let's listen to the Caledonian. The band first marched in 1910 at the 4th of July parade in Westfield. They celebrated their 100th birthday. This is 107 years.
Wow.
And they're all from right here in Holyoke.
And take a look at that. If that just isn't exemplify this parade to a T, our Grand Marshal, the 2017 Parade Grand Marshal, Sister Jane F. Morrissey, SSJ, and her family, and I think she is just having the best time ever. What do you think, Brian?
It's her family and a lot of her fellow sisters, and they're just having a great time. This has been a great season for Sister Jane and for all of the Sisters of St. Joseph, who have basically attended virtually every event with her. Sister was a president of Sisters of St. Joseph and co-director of the National U.S. Federation of Sisters of St. Joseph. In 2005, she was the co-founder and co-director and site supervisor of Homework House right here in Holyoke, Massachusetts. And here she is today as the Grand Marshal of the Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade.
And we saw some of those Homework House marchers going by, and just a thrill and really a gem to have the Sisters of St. Joseph in this area. They do so much for the community.
And here are some of our past Grand Marshals marching smartly down the street following this year's Grand Marshal. This is a group of gentlemen, sort of the senior statesmen, excuse me. There's Bernie Lavelle.
Distinguished, yes.
Distinguished senior statesman. I should go easy on that. I'm one of them, so I guess we don't want to get too carried away. Great. And right now we're going to go down to the street, and Monty, we've got the National JFK Award recipient.
Yes, we do, and she is a native daughter of Holyoke. Ann Dow, the actor, fantastic movies like St. Vincent. I just watched Captain Fantastic last night.
Isn't it wonderful?
I cried for the last 15 minutes.
I cried throughout.
And you were fantastic. But you are from Holyoke. What does it mean to you to be the JFK Award winner today?
Well, I have had the feeling of overwhelming gratitude from the minute I entered the city on Friday. I am honored beyond description to be here, and I couldn't be more grateful. It's just an extraordinary experience, one that I never even dreamt of, and here it is. I keep thinking it's a dream and I'm going to wake up, but so far I haven't.
From Holyoke to Hollywood, congratulations to you.
Thank you so very much.
And Dow, the JFK Award recipient.
JFK aide is Michael Ahern. Now, and listening in the background, going by, are none other than the Hot Tamale Brass Band from Cambridge, Massachusetts, sponsored by the Holyoke Credit Union.
Now, something you might not know about the Hot Tamale Brass Band is they are the Boston Red Sox official Dixieland band for the past 17 years. They have more than 1,500 performances at Fenway Park. Right now, you know, Monty is a very busy guy. He has caught up with Parade President Michael J. Moriarty.
President Moriarty, thank you again for putting this parade on. You brought the good weather with you. What are some of the highlights that you're looking forward to that everyone will see on TV here?
It's this sunshine. It's the DPW getting all that snow out of the way. And it's the Hot Tamale Brass Band keeping us moving all these 2.65 miles. Couldn't be a better day. Could not be happier. You know, 100 volunteers out there just nailed it this year. And they're tremendous.
Well, thank you so much for your work. What a wonderful day for the parade.
Thank you so much. It is indeed.
Back to you, Brian and Eileen.
Thanks, Monty. And Mike is walking with his wife, Susan, his son, Aiden, who's a sophomore at Catholic University of America, and his daughter, Josie, who's a senior at Holyoke High, and a number of his other family members. So enjoy the walk. You worked hard for it, Mike. You deserve it. In front of your camera right now, we have Joseph Griffin III and his family. He is the Rowan Award winner at this year's parade. He is marching with his wife, Linda, his children, Joe IV, Brian, Laura, and Laura's fiance, Rusty Berard. You have to be buy into this parade if you're going to be part of this family.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
absolutely do.
You
And
definitely
of course,
have to.
His brother Dave is an important part of our television broadcast team.
Absolutely.
And Joe's been great. He basically takes charge of all the scholarships and funding them, and he does a tremendous job. Next we have our O'Connell Award recipient, Kimberly Esquerdo. Kim is a guidance counselor at Holyoke High School. The O'Connell Award goes each year to someone who has really excelled when it comes to fundraising, and you know how important that is to this
Sure.
parade. It's really everything to the parade.
She is marching with her husband, Luis, who is a lieutenant with the Holyoke Fire Department, and their children, Wesley and Natalie, sporting beautiful Irish knit sweaters. So great to have them here.
Kim is dedicating her march to her late maternal grandparents, Anne and Patrick Hennessy, and her late uncle, Cool Hand Luke William Hennessy.
And now we have our Galvin Award recipient, who is Timothy Burns. He is walking with his family, and
He's walking with his wife, Anna, and his signs are being carried by his sons, Billy and Andrew. And just as an aside, Tim's dad, Tim Sr., was one of the founding members of the parade.
wow, that is so terrific.
Oh, it is.
Yep.
And Tim, by the way, chairs the TV committee, so he is responsible for a lot of what goes on behind the scenes to help bring television to Northampton Street.
And, of course, it wouldn't be the parade without the Holyoke Grand Colleen and her Colleen Court. Their float is entitled Holyoke Our City. It is sponsored by the Holyoke Gas and Electric. And this is for the third year in a row. The committee held a contest for Holyoke Public School students to design the Colleen's float. This year's winners are Adeline Scoos and Jacob Boria from William Dean Vocational Technical High School.
They, along with fellow students from Dean, built this year's float. The student found inspiration for showcasing the city by using designs found throughout Holyoke.
And this float won the second prize open. Let's get to the names, though. Our Colleen, our Grand Colleen, Margaret Elizabeth Walsh. She's a senior at the University of New Hampshire.
Caitlin Hostetler is a junior at Elms College. Maya Burks, a senior at Holyoke High. Laura McGear, a sophomore at Bay Path. And Rachel Dearman, a sophomore at the University of Rhode Island.
How terrific is that? Coming in front of your screen right now, we have the Marquis of Granby from Granby, Connecticut. It is sponsored by Brennan's Place. Let's listen in. You just have to love a fife and drum band.
It's great. And right now, Eileen, we're going to go back to Monty. He is with the 2017 Ambassador Award recipient, Turlo McConnell.
Turlo, congratulations on winning this award. You run Turlo McConnell Communications, which kind of preserves Irish culture through mass media, including the language, right?
Absolutely. Yes, I tell stories about what the Irish in America are doing. And they're doing all kinds of things, but it'll be hard to top what they're doing in Holyoke, because the heritage here is alive and well, as you can see all around.
Yeah.
So it's a real pleasure.
How important is the language still to preserving Irish culture?
Well, the language is critical, but all aspects of culture, but particularly the stories of those who have come to America, those who have contributed to the American culture as well, like our great playwrights, Eugene O'Neill. Just a laundry list of great people who are just continually given to the culture.
Well, thank you so much, Ambassador Award winner Turlo McConnell, and thanks for the work you've been doing to preserve Irish American culture. Back to you, Brian and Eileen.
It would be hard to top what they're doing in Holyoke. Absolutely. And
Thank
that's an
you,
expert saying that, everybody.
That was our Ambassador Award recipient. And Eileen, I understand that we're being viewed internationally right now.
We absolutely are. We are being viewed in a number of locations, including Great Britain and
Germany, I believe.
Germany, and also here at, what is it, in Florida?
Delray Beach, Florida. We just got a flash, so we've got some folks down in Florida who are watching us.
Yeah, welcome. We're glad to have you here, and it isn't as cold as it looks. That's all we want to say.
Now we're in for another treat, another excellent drum and bugle corps, the Fusion Corps from Lake Hopatcong, New Jersey, and they are sponsored by our friends at the Holyoke Mall. Let's listen.
stay.
They have a little pause right here in front of our cameras. They just went out of range. The Fusion Corps started very small. They came with maybe a dozen or so horns in the first parade. Their horn line, drum line, everything has grown. And here we have the
Fourth degree Knights of Columbus.
The Knights of Columbus. Of course, it's the St. Patrick's Parade chaplain in there is Father Bill Lunning. The fourth degree includes the Archbishop Williams Assembly, represents 30 councils in the greater Springfield area, and is the oldest and largest assembly in the state.
Here are some young ladies with whom I can empathize. Holyoke High cheerleaders, and I remember those days marching in the parade, but Brian, they never let us wear pants. We had to wear our short skirts. So yes, it was very cold, but they're looking mighty fine, and I'm sure their families are very proud of them.
Well, this brings us to the Holyoke Division, sponsored by Mayor Alex Morse. And we want to thank the mayor once again. There you saw the Holyoke High School cheerleaders. They are going to be followed up by the Marching Knights, Holyoke High School band, sponsored again this year by Bresnahan Insurance.
When the cheerleaders are coming down the road, you know that the Purple Knights aren't far behind. They are nicknamed the Marching Knights, and it is the largest and most visible student organization at Holyoke High School, comprising of 95 members, including color guard and banner carriers. They perform all home football and basketball games, as well as several away games. Let's listen in. Himself.
There he is.
Alex Morse, Mayor of Holyoke. How many years now? It's been a couple of terms,
He's been
right?
reelected a couple of times. While we have a slight pause, Eileen, I went somewhere our cameras missed the Citizenship Award recipient, Irma Perez Gord and family. Citizenship is presented to a person or organization may not be of Irish descent, but Irma is officially the seamstress of the Holyoke Parade Committee, and she is, by that I say, everything tartan Irma does.
That's awesome.
Irma is the seamstress. She builds vests for the Grand Marshals, and for basically anything you see in the line of march in a tartan, Irma has had something to do with. So congratulations on that award.
And we want to give a little more information about our live streaming, because it is really exciting and it lets people who have moved away from Holyoke still take part in this. It's wgby.org/St. Patrick's Parade. Last year, we were viewed online in 42 different states, and get this, Brian, 46 different countries, including Spain, Turkey, Jamaica, and of course, Ireland. So hello to all of you. Welcome, 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 and enjoy the show.
And we have a number of folks from the City Council and the School Committee. The School Committee members, Devin Sheehan, Mildred LaFlave, Niles Corshane, Dennis Burks, Irene Feliciano Sims, and Dr. Stephen Reich.
Marching by. Oh, here's a Colleen's dad in front of the camera. Very proud, for sure. Very proud. And coming into view now, we have the William J. Dean Technical High School with their float Technical Education.
They are third prize in, I believe it's the Open, third prize Open theme. That's correct. And the Dean Tech students and staff from various shops are responsible for the design and the construction of this float. The theme represents the 13 career and technical programs offered at Dean Tech and the spirit of the student success and prosperity.
And they really are such a valuable asset to the city. And, so often you hear about, what jobs are out there and what the needs are. And this school fills a really terrific need for training these kids for these jobs and giving them a future. So kudos to them. They have a rockin' float out there.
They're having a great time. They got their percussion system going, and they're proud of what they built, and they should be, and we're proud of them. Next, we have the Holyoke Fire Department, led by Chief John Pond. marching with officers and firefighters of the department, along with family members who carry the department banner. I do see a sash there.
I think,
but I didn't
Brian,
get to read it.
I think it said Miss Congeniality. I didn't know that the Holyoke Fire Department had its own Miss Congeniality contest, but I'm not surprised. Here it is.
There it is.
2002 Miss Congeniality. Do you think maybe that's the father of the 2002 Miss Congeniality? Or
I'm hopeful.
did he borrow that? You can see why he won that.
Sure. He's handing out green carnations along the route. He's having a great time. That's all that matters. That's what Parade Day in Holyoke is all about.
Exactly. And it's also the opportunity for people to just say thanks to their first responders who are just so important to the community.
Absolutely is. Now, here's some kids that are absolutely riding in style. And they're, of course, in the antique fire
sort
truck.
Of an old style, but a nice style. All bundled up in their Irish knit sweaters.
No doubt family members of the Holyoke Fire Department. The fire department has a long-standing tradition, Eileen, of honoring and history of marching in every parade since its inception. So we're very, very happy to have them back. And, you know, the atmosphere and excitement of representing the department and the city is what they really march for. And they certainly enjoy themselves. The kids look great. Look at them.
They certainly do. And someone actually who, retired firefighter Tom Martin, and his daughter Eileen are here. He's 88 years old.
Wow.
And Eileen said to him, "What do you want to do this weekend, Dad?" And he goes, "I want to go to the parade." So she brought him here.
That's wonderful.
Excellent.
Now we have the Worcester Kilty Pipe Band, and the sponsor is Applebee's. So here we have under the direction of Pipe Major David Methuen and Drum Sergeant Colin Lump. Let's listen to the Worcester Kilty Pipe Band.
And a big shout out to them, Brian. They're celebrating their 100th anniversary.
Absolutely.
Woo-hoo.
Isn't that terrific? And here, we spoke about senior statesmen earlier. Well, this is the senior statesman. Congressman Neal is the senior congressman in the New England delegation. And I will say, having visited his office recently in Washington on a matter for the Soldiers' Home, I will tell you that Rich Neal has the reputation in Washington of being someone who will reach across the aisle. He has engendered the respect of both Republicans and Democrats, and that says an awful lot for the way he conducts himself in the Congress of the United States. He is well respected by both sides of the aisle, and frankly, at this point in that time, we need more of that. We need more folks to operate like our congressman does. So congratulations to him for earning that reputation.
Also with him, State Rep Aaron Vega and State Senator Donald Humison.
And those are that's the Holyoke contingent, so they're having a great time for themselves.
And in front of us now, we have the National Association of Letter Carriers, Branch 46. Their national business agent is John Casciano.
John Casciano. He's been back every year, and he is their the business agent. So now we are going to look to just say thank you to some of the folks who made this parade possible. We'll be right back.
Presentation of the 66th Annual Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade is brought to you by the members of WGBY and by...
When it comes to choosing a bank, you want more than just some bank. You want to deposit a check in my PJ's bank. And I never knew a mortgage could be this easy bank. A forward-thinking, saves-me-time business bank. And always finding better ways for me to bank. A one less thing to worry about, more time for blowing bubbles, make my life easier bank. Yeah, you want more than just some bank. You want People's Bank.
At Dowd, we don't call it paperwork. We call it people work. It's that high level of customer service that builds lifelong relationships. So when we shop the multitude of insurance companies to find the best coverage for you, your insurance coverage will fit you to a T. Because we have that relationship with you, we can better serve you. This is how Dowd got to be the oldest family-owned agency in Massachusetts. The Dowd Agencies, for the way you live.
Applebee's has a brand new location in Holyoke, and we are proud to sponsor the Holyoke St. Patrick's Day Parade and Road Race. Our brand new location in Holyoke is at 241 Whiting Farms Road across from the Holyoke Mall. Hope to see you there.
And the city of Holyoke.
Happy Parade Day from the Westfield Colleens.
Split screen is we don't miss anything. I know the Holyoke Community Charter School cheerleaders went by, and as did the Holyoke Gas and Electric. We saw them. And now we go to Philharmonica Santo Antonio from Cambridge, Massachusetts, sponsored by Fran O'Connell.
The band was founded in 1972 under the direction of Moses Marrero, and they have played at various festivals, parades. Let's listen in.
Philharmonica has performed throughout the United States, Canada, and Portugal.
And they are followed by the Holyoke Chicopee Springfield Head Start program. Their marching unit is comprised of Director Janice Santos, board members, staff, parents, and Head Start alums.
Since 1965, Head Start has been educating young children and supporting their families from several cities and towns within the greater Holyoke area. Holyoke Chicopee Springfield Head Start is the second largest program in Massachusetts, serving 1,000 children.
We hear another siren, and that means that the Hampden County Sheriff's Department is coming down the street. And for the first time in 41 years, there's a new sheriff in town, Brian.
There is a new sheriff in town, and his name is Nicholas Cochi.
And Monty Belmonte is standing by with the new sheriff.
Sheriff Cochi, the new sheriff in town. What does it feel like? 40 years. Sheriff Ash is here, and now you're leading this parade.
I'll tell you, it's an absolute honor to be here with my family and the staff. It's just a tremendous honor on behalf of Hampden County. I look forward to every day going to work. I look forward to serving the people of Hampden County, and it's great because Sheriff Ash is going to be down at the party after. We're taking it over as he did. Myself and D.A. Gallooni are going to continue that tradition. It's just a great day.
I think the big question people have is there going to be a clam bake fundraiser at the end of this year, pig roast barbecue, or what do you got?
You got it. The first annual Sheriff's Picnic is coming.
Sheriff's Picnic.
You got it.
All right, you heard it here first.
You got it.
Back to you, Brian.
Oh, that sounds great.
But that's the way to get everybody pinned down, Monty. So we've all been invited, and we've all heard it.
Sounds good to me. All right, well, the Department Honor Guard, Sergeant Steve Rose commanding. The Honor Guard was established in 1993, serves as a ceremonial unit for various functions within Hampden County and across the Commonwealth.
Also, you will see, excuse me, the Tactical Response Team, Captain Lamontagne commanding. The Tactical Response Team, they're the gentleman in black in the back. They had a tactical response to any adverse situation that may occur at the jail, extensive training in defensive tactics and weapons, crowd control, and all of that sort of thing that, these folks labor, Eileen, in sort of anonymity at the jail and the Sheriff's Department itself. And this is a great opportunity for them on this St. Patrick's Parade to come down Northampton Street, to march through the streets of Holyoke and accept the congratulations and the thanks from the people that they serve. And they do so fairly anonymously throughout the course of the year, so it's nice for them to come out and have their moment.
It certainly is. Brian, do you know we have a hashtag? We have a hashtag.
I wouldn't be without one.
And my 15-year-old daughter just looked back at me and smiled. She's like, that is so cool, Mom. Okay, we have a hashtag. It's Parade413. So if you are posting on social media, if you're at the parade, use our hashtag Parade413. And you can also tag WGBY in it. All right, so if you are watching us on live streaming, welcome. We are so glad to have you. And if you know someone who wasn't able to get home for the parade, send them a quick text or give them a call and tell them that they can watch the parade. Live streaming, WGBY.org/St. Patrick's Parade. And we are just tickled pink that people are joining us from literally across the globe.
They are. They are. It's we are now international, Eileen.
Yeah.
We just saw the sheriff's tactical response team go down, and now we see one of their sheriff's vans, and it's got quite an organization, and we're very happy to have Nick, and basically just following in the footsteps of Mike Ash, who did a remarkable job. Mike was certainly want to wish him, he and Barbara, the very, very best.
Happy
we
retirement.
know you're watching.
Well deserved.
Sheriff, and God bless you, and thank you so much for 41 years of service to the people in this county.
We also want to say welcome to Holyoke Healthcare Center, formerly the Buckley Nursing Home. It's a 102-bed skilled nursing center, and it has been serving the community for more than 47 years.
Eileen, these folks are committed to providing quality short-term rehab and long-term care as well in a very warm, personalized manner. These are the hard-working partners of the Holyoke Healthcare Center.
And they are sporting their green today for St. Patrick's Day in the city in which they work.
Well, they all got
live.
those terrific scarves.
Exactly.
Look very good.
And the probably most importantly, the green hats, keeping their heads warm and their ears warm.
Now we have Girl Scouts of Western Massachusetts, Troop 12960. Well, I don't know that was a Girl Scout, but maybe a brownie in training.
Did you buy your cookies this year?
I did.
I bought 10 boxes. They gave me a free
not.
box because I bought 10 boxes.
I did not. I bought cookies, but I did not buy 10 boxes.
Oh, that is so terrific. Now we have Ms. Senior Massachusetts looking just spectacular. Joy Pearson.
She's certainly enjoying herself. She was a music educator in Longmeadow. She is a singer. She has performed locally, nationally, and internationally. Holly Joy Pearson, congratulations. Also, Patty LaQuarrie, first runner-up. She is one of the folks in the car. And now we have Miss Western Massachusetts, 2017. That's Olivia Clark.
She's looking just beautiful and blowing kisses to the crowd.
The nice green coat.
Yep. And actually, the Miss Western Massachusetts Scholarship Organization is a preliminary pageant to the Miss America organization. And all these title holders will compete for the state titles in April and July, and we wish them the best of luck.
Before we go to the Mummers, there was a sign went by, sponsored by Sandy Smith, the treasurer here in Holyoke, and her sponsorship is dedicated to the memory of her dear friend Gail O'Connor Boudreau. We did want to make mention of that. Before we move into one of the biggest crowd pleasers, the world famous Aqua String Band.
From Philadelphia. Sponsor is People's Bank. And let's just listen in and watch these amazing performers. And they always end just as we're tossing to them, Brian.
Well, maybe we'll get a little more. That's
they look like they're getting ready.
Is the captain, and back in there playing with the Mummers. We have several Western Mass folks. We have Marty Boyle is playing with the Mummers. Marty from Springfield, and then we have Paul Block from West Springfield. And the gentleman who really takes a hand in bringing them to town early, where this group comes on Thursday, is Springfield Police Sergeant Brian Elliott. And Brian's in there with an accordion, I know that, working hard. They have appeared at I would say 12 different venues in the last 3 days. How they are showing this much this much energy is beyond me, because they have worked hard this weekend.
because that. All right, but what is up with their costumes? It almost looks like a science
No, every year they have a theme. This year it's, their theme is miners.
Miners.
Tribute to
Oh,
miners.
cool.
Now you can
Okay.
see with the helmets,
Okay.
the hats.
Excellent.
They change their uniform every year, and each member is responsible to come up and get his own uniform.
And marching behind the mummers, which is a terrific place to be, is the Blessed Sacrament School. Pastor Father Robert Gentile, Principal Ann O'Connor, and they also have various staff, parents, and students marching with them.
Kids are having a great time, and that's what a parade is all about.
Exactly.
Now we have the folks from Mater Della Rosa on their 110th anniversary. This school, the principal is Mrs. Linda Rex. The music teacher is Russell Scott. And they've got Father Albert Shares and Father Andres Brzezinski. And they're marching with students, teachers, and parents.
Their
MD
slogan.
Strong, pass it along.
Love it. Love it. And they certainly look MD strong right there. Those are terrific kids. Shaping the future, Brian.
Yes, they are.
And behind them, Bethlehem Baptist Community Church.
With their pastor, Reverend Paula Alexander. They're celebrating their 75th anniversary, founded in 42 by members of Holyoke's African American community. They're looking forward to continuing its involvement in community growth.
Well, we are glad to have them with us here. Okay, this is a really, really cool float. It's called Breaking Barriers. It's by the Bureau for Exceptional Children and Adults. As we all know, Jericho, it is their float, and they have a wall, a brick wall, and they are breaking through it, and that's what they say is their mission.
And they won third prize in the religious category. One of the great things, there's so much good that can be said about Jericho House, but I do want to recognize Lou and Joan Dupuis. Lou has really dedicated his retirement years to anything Jericho needs. Lou's on the job, and Lou, we want to thank you for your dedicated service to Jericho House for all these years.
And, of course, Father Wagner's legacy lives on.
Now we have the Skyliners Drum and Bugle Corps from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, sponsored by the Holyoke Medical Center.
Let's listen in. And you know, when you see those umbrellas coming down the street, it is Holyoke Medical Center and Valley Health Systems marching units.
Holyoke Medical Center is Spiros Hatteris, the CEO. He's normally right up front with his kilts on. I didn't notice the camera picked him up. Holyoke Medical Center is joined by members from its affiliated agencies, the Holyoke Visiting Nurse Association, and the Hospice Life Care, Western Mass Physicians Associations, and the River Valley Counseling Center.
Now, you know what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but we have a viewer from Vegas,
That's
so
right.
we want to say hello to you. And also, we have someone on the island of Nantucket watching us. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Every year, people wait for the spinning umbrellas. It's a new umbrella every year, and they just look terrific, and they have a great time.
Okay, next up we have the River Valley Counseling Center. Folks from there coming through. And of course you have to have the vehicles in there because they are a big part. Oh, the Holyoke VNA, you mentioned Hospice Life
Yes,
Care.
we did.
The folks in that division of this wonderful medical center.
Approximately 1,300 employees, 300 doctors, and the largest non-government employer in the city of Holyoke.
Maybe we have a future doctor there. She just blew you a kiss, Brian. There you go. And that's what it's all about, folks. Family, coming here, coming out, enjoying the parade.
And this is the Casson Academy School of Irish Dance. So here we go.
Which was founded by Maura Casson McCarthy, first year marching in the parade. Welcome. Studio is located in West Springfield at the Casson Academy. They teach young men and women the tradition of Irish dance, music, and culture.
And Eileen, these students compete in local, regional, national, and international level competitions. Maura Casson McCarthy herself is an accomplished Irish dancer, having competed in national and world championships.
And make no mistake, this is a sport. It is a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of practice, and it's a huge activity and exercise. They really work hard and do amazing things. And I always say they have the best calves of anyone because they're just constantly on it. Love the Irish step dancers.
And you know, these kids will keep this level of energy right through the entire parade.
Absolutely, of course. Now we want to say hello to the folks with the Ancient Order of Hibernians. First, St. Patrick. Hello, St. Patrick, the reason we're here. Mr. Hibernian and Ms. Hibernian will be coming along shortly after we see a little more from St. Patrick. Don't see any snakes out here for him to scare away.
No, he's certainly having a great time on his day.
Exactly. A hug for St. Patrick, but of course.
The Ancient Order of Hibernians Man of the Year is Elroy Barber, and the Woman of the Year is Joan Belleville. This is second prize religious theme for the
Celtic Cross.
Celtic Cross.
Very special to all of us in our family. My dad actually made this cross with Paul Hogan, the president of the parade, of the AOH years ago, and they continue it in his tradition. So my heart thanks them so much. Here we have our LAOH Woman of the Year, Joan Belleville. And actually, Elroy is sitting in the car. There he is, Elroy, the Man of the Year.
You know, and
Mr. Hibernian.
While we're remembering folks, we do have a special tribute here.
The parade committee wanted to make sure that we remember Heather McMahon.
We lost Heather. Heather passed away after a very short but very difficult battle with cancer on January 2nd. She was a very active member of the Holyoke Parade Committee. She was a graduate of Holyoke High School, where she was a known swimmer. She was quite a competitive swimmer, and she's basically someone we certainly want to remember. She was kind, positive, and we remember Heather McMahon.
And committee members are dedicating their work today in her honor and memory.
Look at that beautiful Irish flag.
It's just...
That was just the perfect thing to have at that time.
Honorable mention float, the AOH Irish dancing float. And every year I see these floats with the Irish dancers and I say, how do they keep their balance on a moving float? They are amazing.
They are terrific. They really are. It's some of the girls are new and different every year, but it's just the same quality and the same enthusiasm, and the folks on the street love it.
And
now we have one of our real crowd clubs. Yeah, let me say that. It's easy for you to say. Crowd pleasers, the Caballos de Pasos horses, in loving memory of Maura and Brian, two well-loved and to be remembered forever. The smoothest riding horse in the world. This is the horse used by the noble conquistadors. Because of their endurance, they are national horse of Puerto Rico. They have a very natural four-beat gait that allows the rider to have that sort of a Cadillac ride. And the owners of Paso Fino horses are from Connecticut and Massachusetts. And they were invited to the parade by our dear late friend, Jack O'Neill.
And I was invited to the parade by our late dear friend Jack O'Neill, and I will forever be grateful to him. And I just love to remember him when we see these beautiful horses.
And now we're going to take a quick break, but we will be right back. We have plenty of parade behind this.
Presentation of the 66th Annual Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade is brought to you by the members of WGBY and by...
When it comes to choosing a bank, you want more than just some bank. You want to deposit a check in my PJ's bank. And I never knew a mortgage could be this easy bank. A forward-thinking, saves-me-time business bank. And always finding better ways for me to bank. A one less thing to worry about, more time for blowing bubbles, make my life easier bank. Yeah, you want more than just some bank. You want People's Bank.
At Dow, we don't call it paperwork. We call it people work. It's that high level of customer service that builds lifelong relationships. So when we shop the multitude of insurance companies to find the best coverage for you, your insurance coverage will fit you to a T. Because we have that relationship with you, we can better serve you. This is how Dowd got to be the oldest family-owned agency in Massachusetts. The Dowd Agencies, for the way you live.
Applebee's has a brand new location in Holyoke, and we are proud to sponsor the Holyoke St. Patrick's Day Parade and Road Race. Our brand new location in Holyoke is at 241 Whiting Farms Road across from the Holyoke Mall. Hope to see you there.
And the City of Holyoke.
Happy Parade Day from the Chicopee Colleen and Court.
And welcome back, everybody, to the 66th Annual Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade. This military division is sponsored by Dowd Agencies.
And our first entry in the military division is the Mattatuck Drum Band, sponsored by State Treasurer Deb Goldberg.
The director is William Pierpont, and they are from Waterbury, Connecticut, celebrating their 250th anniversary. Let's listen in. Sounding mighty fine there.
Yes, they are. Now we have one of my favorite groups. It's the Holyoke Soldiers Home, and Monty has a special guest.
I'm here with Lieutenant Colonel Bennett Walsh from Holyoke Soldiers Home. Veterans homelessness is a big thing. What you guys do is so important, but this parade is a big day of celebration. Why is it important for you guys to be marching here today?
Oh, just so happy to be part of this. We've been in Holyoke for 65 years, like the parade, and just to be here and see all the people honor our veterans. It's an honor just to be with my fellow veterans and my fellow caregivers.
Well, great. Thank you so much for the work that you do, and thank you for marching in the parade.
Thank you, Monty. Happy St. Patty's Day.
Happy St. Patty's Day to you. Back to you, Brian Eileen.
Thanks, Monty. You know, the Holyoke Soldiers Home is a multifaceted healthcare facility available to eligible veterans of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and we're glad to have them.
Now we have the Combat Wounded Warriors. Well, it's the Military Order of the Purple Heart, Western Mass Chapter. This Military Order of the Purple Heart is unique among all veterans organizations. Eileen, its membership is comprised entirely of wounded combat veterans who were wounded in action on many of the world's battlefields. For their sacrifice, they were awarded the Purple Heart Medal.
And they are commanded by retired Army Staff Sergeant Brian Willett. He was wounded in action in Afghanistan in 2010, while its most senior veteran, Phil Gerard of Springfield, was wounded in the Philippines, get this, back in 1945.
But for them and for all of our veterans, thank you for your service.
And this parade is just such a great opportunity to acknowledge our veterans. It's such a wonderful thing. Now we have our American Red Cross Pioneer Valley chapter.
The Pioneer Valley chapter is located in Springfield, but it serves 69 communities in Hampden, Hampshire, and Franklin counties. Jen Garuti is the executive director. Mary Nathan is the Disaster Program Manager for Western Massachusetts.
And volunteers from the Disaster Action Team are carrying the banner. Leading the group is the 2017 recipients of the annual Hometown Heroes Awards.
Well, you know, Eileen, we've had a series of fires here in this area, and regardless of the time, if it's 2 o'clock and an icy, chilly morning, the Red Cross is there. They are there for us. So any contribution that you can make, whether it's blood donations or a monetary contribution, if you make it to the Pioneer Valley chapter of the Red Cross, it stays right here in our valley, and it helps people who are so badly in need of help so quickly. I mean, these things strike fast, and the Red Cross is ready with their ERV, their emergency response vehicle, to help out firefighters and any other first responders, to take care of people's needs on the spot, to arrange for housing, to arrange for food and clothing. They are wonderful, but they can't do this without our support.
So absolutely support the American Red Cross. Now we have the float One Call Away Foundation float. And speaking of veterans, it's a veterans float. It's an organization that works with veterans and reaches out to help them. It's led by Jesus Pereira. Also marching are Miguel Gonzalez, Chris Larotte, and Shirley Arriga.
The organization ensures that wounded vets get flown at no expense for medical appointments. Vet Air, as they are known, has a network of volunteer pilots, aircraft owners, commercial aviators, and ground transportation providers who are all dedicated to our veterans. One Call Away Foundation float is sponsored by Jay Gonzalez, a candidate for governor.
And we have just seen a Gold Star mother, and if you're not familiar with that term, it's a mother who has lost a child in war, and you know, God bless, and people are giving her treats.
And you are watching the 66th Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade right here on WGBY Public Television for Western New England.
And we are getting into the Springfield division, which is sponsored by Senator Ed Markey.
And we see first up was one of the Leah cars in the Springfield banner. Springfield Parade Marshal this year, a tremendous guy, neighbor of mine, been a friend for a long time. It is Ed Casey. Parade marshals must be of Irish descent, someone who distinguished himself or herself in their chosen profession. Ed demonstrates all of the symbols of the Claddagh on a daily basis. He's devoted to his family. There we see Ed. He's walking with his wife Kathleen Bresnahan Casey from Holyoke. Their two children. They raised two children, Rory and Caitlin, and I know that they're all there. And of course, Ed is the proud grandfather of three. Ed is the City of Springfield Forester. He is also the bee commissioner and the Gypsy Moth superintendent.
Wow.
Who would have guessed?
He's kind of a buggy kind of guy.
He truly is a wonderful individual.
And he is followed by the John and Agnes Burke Award winner, Patrick Sullivan. This award is given annually in memory of both John and Agnes Burke for their lifelong commitment and support to their Irish heritage.
Pat Sullivan has worked for the City of Springfield also for the past 29 years and is currently the Executive Director of Parks, Buildings, and Recreation Management. This past year, Pat coordinated the construction of the 1916 Garden of Remembrance on behalf of Mayor Dominic Sarno and Congressman Richie Neal. So he's having himself a great time as two very deserving individuals. Congratulations to Pat Sullivan, and congratulations to our Ed Casey, our parade marshal. And
I just want to take a quick moment from one Eileen to the next to say a shout out to Eileen Boucher, who's been watching the parade for 50 years.
Wow.
Nice to have you with us. Oh, look who's coming down the road, the Springfield Colleen float.
Now, you've already seen the floats this morning. What did you think?
Absolutely gorgeous, and this has a very beautiful fairy theme to it. And if you'll notice, in the middle of the Springfield Colleen float, the beautiful girls, Jillian Murphy a senior at East Longmeadow High. Court
Lily
members.
O'Connor was also at Longmeadow High. She's in the court. Hannah Tarpey, Lauren O'Neill, and Maggie Rosemond is a senior at Longmeadow as well.
Absolutely. Now we welcome the Ludlow High School Band. Sponsor is Sheriff Nick Kochi, our new sheriff. Let's listen in. Coach.
We have just been informed by our director as we watch the Ludlow High School Band that we have viewers in Pakistan, in Puerto Rico. Where else, Eileen?
Guatemala, Ireland, of course. So glad to have you here. Poland, and my apologies, it's Sheriff Nick Kochi. I will get it correct. I've been saying Ash for so many years. My apologies.
Now coming into view is a tremendous organization. It's the Central High School Air Force Junior ROTC, led by Major William Keita Jr., is the senior instructor. And last year marked their 50th anniversary of being part of the Springfield contingent. Back in 1966, the Air Force started 20 junior ROTC pilot programs across the United States, and Springfield was the first unit in New England.
Yeah, they started with fewer than 50 cadets in 66 and now are proudly comprised of more than 420 cadets. Good for them. Springfield Central Junior ROTC is one of the top 5 units in the world for its cadet enrollment and has been nationally recognized, earning the National Distinguished Unit Award for the past 4 years.
What an impressive display of flags. Look at that. Now we're going to have a quick word from our Grand Marshal.
How wonderful that we can come together to honor our faith, to honor what we're called to be for one another in this world right now, that heritage to be a light in the window. It's a joy for my family. It's a joy for my community. It's a joy for the people I work with and live with. And it's as astonishing for them as it is for me.
Oh, it's a joy for us to have her as our Grand Marshal.
You know, Sister Jane is special. She and I were on the board of trustees at the Elms together for a number of years. And, have great affection for Sister Jane.
And if you saw her marching by earlier, I mean, spunk, spirit, and everything Irish. It was fantastic.
You know, she's determined she's
Yep.
going to walk this parade.
Yep.
They said you can have a car, sister, but she said you keep the car.
We want to welcome the Springfield Kilty Band now, sponsored by the John Boyle O'Reilly Club. The Kilties, as they are known, were founded in 1917. They perform in parades around New England. Let's take a listen.
Pipe major is Matthew O'Connor, and they practice and have free bagpipe instructions held at the John Boyle O'Reilly Club on Monday nights.
Terrific. Keep that tradition going. We also have the John Boyle O'Reilly Club Irish Person of the Year, Dan Shea, who...
Congratulations to Dan on this honor. I'm sure it's well-deserved, and the folks from the JBO, as it's called, are very happy to have him as their Irishman of the Year.
And their membership president is Eric Devine.
We've got a number of folks in cars. Some are not identified, so we're going to have to going to have to
We're
play
just
that
going to
by ear.
say hello to them all, and what nice cars they are riding in. Absolutely. Ah, that looks like the Boyle. Oh.
Oh, that's their float.
Yep.
Irish pub with music.
Yes.
That's almost goes without saying.
I wonder if there's anything hooked up to those taps.
It's the John Boyle O'Reilly.
So it's
Why are you asking that
possibly,
question?
yes. Well, there's another float that's coming that does have fake pints of Guinness, because you wouldn't want to, have it spill over.
There's their president, Eric Devine, marching with a group of members from the John Boyle O'Reilly Club. Welcome them all. Glad to have them here every year. Very enthusiastic group. They look terrific.
They certainly do. And we are just happy to have all of you at home watching us on WGBY. It's a special treat to be able to, if you can't get out to the parade route, to be able to watch the parade. And, GBY does such a terrific job with it. So they make our jobs, Brian and mine, much easier.
Yes,
and more
they
fun.
certainly do. And it's a pleasure to be here and single out some of these folks. These folks from the school committee. This is the our veteran of the year. And he is walking with, it looks like a number of veterans. And here we have Mayor Dominic Sarno walking with Police Commissioner John Barbieri and the delegation from the Springfield Police Department.
Terrific to have them here.
We had, there's Mayor Sarno. Think about Dominic. He loves this parade, but Dominic loves the city of Springfield. He loves being the mayor. He loves the city, but he's faithful to this parade. Right now, we have a delegation from the Springfield Fire Department. And I want to single out one gentleman who is retiring after 30 years as a Springfield firefighter, Chris Poner. Chris has put in 30 years as one of Springfield's bravest. I want to thank him. There are a couple of other retirees in there, but it's his last parade. That is not Chris.
This one's already retired. Chris is retiring.
Yeah, so congratulations, Chris, and enjoy your retirement with Beth, the girls, and your grandchildren.
Well deserved.
Absolutely.
Well
Thank you for your
deserved.
service.
I'm looking at this, and it says that the fire department in Springfield was established January 17th, 1794.
Wow.
That's a long time ago.
It certainly is. And there is District Attorney Gallooni marching with his family. He's enjoyed his second St. Patrick's parade here in the city of Holyoke. Very popular young man, as district attorney. Now we have the St. Peter's Drum Corps from New Hartford, Connecticut. These folks have been in our parades ever since I can remember. I cannot remember a parade when they weren't here. Let's listen.
Absolutely terrific, and they had a lovely GoPro on one of those drums to get a great view. And now we welcome the Vietnamese lion
This
dance.
is another great crowd pleaser. The kids love it. Virtually everybody loves it.
Oh,
The
yeah.
lion dance.
Colorful, exciting, and it shows the openness and welcoming of all the many cultures this city has.
Certainly
and this
does.
region has. Looks like one of the dragons got a little pooped. Needed to sit out this part of it.
Well, there's no lack of energy in that percussion section in the
Sure.
back of that truck.
Sure. And now the Springfield Lodge of Elks, number 61, Irish Elk of the Year, Timothy LeClaire, marching proudly there. right in the middle of your screen.
Springfield Lodge of Elks, dedicated to the needs of local youth and veterans. They sponsor the fishing derby at the Forest Park and provide scholarships to local teens. Our members volunteer at the Soldiers Home as well as the Agawam National Veterans Cemetery. So thank all of the members of the Elks for their service and for all the good that they do in this community.
And you see a number of their representatives coming down the street.
They're enjoying themselves as they should.
Oh, I would say their float probably got a prize, and that's it right there. Second prize, Irish.
Well, congratulations. Wonderful.
That's awesome. Awesome to see, and you can see why. Talties. Okay, so this is see those pints of Guinness?
Yes.
I hate to tell you folks, but they're fake. It's brown paper with a little creamy colored paper on top. But you know what? You wouldn't want to be spilling a good pint of Guinness like on a moving vehicle. So that's why they're doing it. But I'm sure that somewhere on that float, there might be a wee bit of the real thing. Congratulations.
They're all having
float.
a great time. That they're not bothered by a little wind, a little breeze, and a chilly afternoon on Northampton Street, but not when it's parade time.
Absolutely. And does that look like their elk?
It does.
Yeah, their mascot. Pretty cool. I'm sure that is a big crowd pleaser with the kids. And look there they are.
I think the Elks Association has embarked on a drug awareness program. Since 1982, they've developed an effective community-based prevention program, and they've partnered with federal agencies and, substance abuse and mental health services administrations. So they believe that the youth of tomorrow are the leaders of tomorrow, and they want to show their kids as role models and show kids what it is like, and that living a drug-free life is the way to be.
Absolutely. And Joy from North Carolina is sending us a big thank you because she was able to see her niece, Olivia, Miss Western Massachusetts through our live streaming. And here we go, the folks from Western Mass News, Ray Herschel,
There's
God
Ray.
bless. Wouldn't it be a parade without Ray? I'm not seeing Dave there, but I think he may be on vacation.
Well, let's see who Monty wants to talk with.
Yeah.
Ray Herschel, you almost need no introduction, but our television folks want to talk to you. They were blaming your weatherman, saying it was going to be 60 today, is it?
I know. You know what? But it may not be 60, but it's not snowing.
That's right.
And that's a good thing considering what we went through the last week or so. But I've been walking 100 of these things, and the weathermen always get the brunt of it no matter what.
Because that's why it's good to do what you do.
We walked in rain, snow, sleet, you name it, and the weather guys always get the brunt of it. So, poor Jacob.
Oh, sorry about that.
It's all right. It's all right.
Back to you, Brian.
Ray Herschel, he's one of the deans of newscasters here in the Valley, and always great to talk to him. If you have a pause in the parade, there's no one better to be interviewing than a news person.
Exactly. They know how to fill the time. And I just have always loved Ray, as everyone else has. But he used to get a little upset when I would say, Ray, I grew up watching you on TV. And your hair has never changed. It's fabulous.
And he still does a wonderful job. Stony Creek Fife and Drum from Middletown, Connecticut. Let's listen.
Sound terrific. And here we have one of our marshals.
And this brings us to the West Springfield Division, sponsored by United Bank. I want to thank the folks from United Bank for sponsoring the division. And we have the West Springfield Parade Marshal, Mark Drugan, a 20-year member of the parade committee, and one of the founders of the West Springfield Soccer Association, a Parks and Rec Commissioner's Award recipient in '91, and a 20-year member of the West Springfield Lions Club. And he and his wife Debbie have 3 grown children, Sean, David, and Chrissy, and congratulations to him. And here we have the West Springfield Lions Ray DiStefano Citizen Award, and that goes to West Springfield Lions Club President James Sherbo.
Yeah, the award is given to someone who has provided outstanding service and dedication to the community. The West Springfield Lions Club was organized back in 1945.
And we have the Jinx Power. Well, first of all, we had the Old Mitteneague Award, sponsored by the West Springfield Federal Credit Union.
And this award is presented to a business that has helped the West Springfield Committee. Credit union sponsors numerous activities throughout the year, including senior center trips and group activities.
And we saw the Jinx Power Award recipient, Maureen Sheridan. And now we have the Colleen's Float.
Oh, and they won Best Colleen's Float. And you can see right there, it is just absolutely beautiful. First, let's... that's not the Colleen.
No, that's
but
our man Kelly. he travels with the West Springfield.
Each of the Colleens is in her own pot of gold. The Colleen Gabriel Trudeau. Court members are Vanessa Bonobo, Abigail Bork, Lindsay Garrity, and Abriel Wellsby.
What great group of young ladies, and look at the float that they're riding in.
It's really spectacular up close. And I love that they put each one of the young ladies into a pot of gold.
They did a great
Irish
job.
Field of Dreams.
It's well thought out. It's really, really well done.
Here we have the senior
and
Colleen,
Wendy Ward, of course.
Wendy
You don't want to
Ward.
forget Wendy. Congratulations. The senior West Springfield senior Colleen. She's a retired police dispatcher with the West Springfield Police Department. Congratulations, Wendy. Enjoy your day as the West Springfield senior Colleen.
And coming up, is this the West Side Special Olympics of Western Massachusetts? Marching are the athletes from Special Olympics. And they just, if you've never been to a Special Olympics, go. I highly recommend it.
That's the kind of event reaches down
Very
and touches
inspiring.
you where you really live. And here we have the West Springfield High School Band, sponsored by Log Cabin and Delaney House.
It is led by William Carr, their director. Let's listen in. And State Representative Michael Finn is making his way down Northampton Street.
That's State Senator, there he is, right. State Rep Mike Finn with his family. Mike's a very diligent legislator, working on behalf of his constituents in West Side and a piece of Chicopee as well. And you see Mayor William Reichelt and Mayor enjoying himself. This is, I believe, I could be mistaken, but I believe this is his second parade.
Okay, where's his coat, Brian?
I don't know.
It's okay. You know what? The adrenaline keeps you warm. The cheers from the crowd keep you warm. But as a mama, I have to say, okay, you need your coat.
Now, coming into view, we have the Freilinger Spring Band, also where else, from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And they are sponsored by Stop and Shop. Let's listen to the Freilinger String Band.
You can see how windy it is by the feathers on their costumes, but they still sound fantastic.
What a treat to have this number of string bands in our parade.
Absolutely.
Now we have the West Springfield Police Department, Chief Ron Cappucciani. There they go. Marching unit. They participated for 66 years.
Do you think that's a regulation hat on the guy who was just in the middle of your screen, but not anymore? That looks like the chief. And there he is. Wasn't quite sure if that was department issued.
It's standard today.
Ah.
Perfectly acceptable for the Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade. Brought to you exclusively on WGBY.
And the fire chief just went by in the car.
Fire
chief's
is
car, right there.
William Flaherty. He's marching with his sons Billy and Aiden. 68 marching members of the fire department.
There he is. Terrific. Wonder if there's a couple future firefighters marching with him there.
Oh, I would bet.
Yep. Okay, we're going to take a quick break and come back to the 66th edition of the Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade here on WGBY. Stay with us.
Presentation of the 66th Annual Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade is brought to you by the members of WGBY and by...
When it comes to choosing a bank, you want more than just some bank. You want to deposit a check in my PJ's bank. And I never knew a mortgage could be this easy bank. A forward-thinking, saves-me-time business bank. And always finding better ways for me to bank. A one less thing to worry about, more time for blowing bubbles, make my life easier bank. Yeah, you want more than just some bank. You want People's Bank.
At Dowd, we don't call it paperwork. We call it people work. It's that high level of customer service that builds lifelong relationships. So when we shop the multitude of insurance companies to find the best coverage for you, your insurance coverage will fit you to a T. Because we have that relationship with you, we can better serve you. This is how Dowd got to be the oldest family-owned agency in Massachusetts. The Dowd Agencies, for the way you live.
Applebee's has a brand new location in Holyoke, and we are proud to sponsor the Holyoke St. Patrick's Day Parade and Road Race. Our brand new location in Holyoke is at 241 Whiting Farms Road across from the Holyoke Mall. Hope to see you there.
And the city of Holyoke.
Happy Parade Day from the West Springfield Colleens.
And welcome back, everybody. During the break, we had Red's Towing go by. The owner-president is Gary Sheehan, general manager Chad Willard, and they've been in business since 1958.
And now we go to Westfield, and the division sponsor here is First and Adams Funeral Services. And we started out with the Westfield banner, and now we have American Legion Post number 124 Color Guard, commanded by Gene Thero. Post is the third largest in the state, 594 plus members.
Wow. The Sons of the American Legion is the fifth largest in the state with 183 members.
Let's go down to Monty with the Westfield Parade Marshal.
The Westfield Parade Marshal is retired Justice John Graney. Congratulations. What does it mean to you to be the marshal here? You seem barely retired.
Well, no, I've been retired for a while, but it's a big honor. My father immigrated from Ireland in 1923, so this is a big deal.
And the immigration and Irish immigrants have made an important role in this country. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, they're one of the main constituents of Massachusetts, our country. Yeah, they've done a lot.
Well, thank you. Thank you for marching in the parade. I heard you were going to be in the car, so like I said, you don't look retired at all.
Oh, no, now we're moving along.
Congratulations.
Oh, that's terrific, and so true about the immigrants here in the United States.
Congratulations to Judge Graney. He was a distinguished jurist and want to enjoy his day and his honor. Here we have Ryan Sullivan, Westfield Mayor, no stranger to the folks in Westfield and folks in this parade. Watch this parade on a regular basis. It's his 19th year participating, 17 as a city councilor, and the second year as mayor of Westfield.
And now the Westfield High School Marching Band, sponsored by Congressman Richard Neal. Let's take a listen.
I think we have viewers in the Netherlands and someone,
Yay.
and I believe someone from Portland, Maine, who had a message.
Yeah, Larry, who had a message for us, thanking us for letting him see his cousin Abby, who is one of the West Springfield Colleens. So, hey, glad to make the family connection.
Absolutely.
Family
Just
reunion.
saw Thomas Kane go by, the Billy Buzzy St. Pat on the Back Award recipient. And here is a whole group from the Westfield Parade Committee. Irish Woman of the Year is Carrie Timison, and she's marching with her family. Thomas Kane Irishman of the Year is Pat Sullivan. He is marching with his wife Eileen and his children Hannah and Sean. And now we have the Sons of Erin marching unit. The president is Pat Casey. Sons of Erin is a non-profit organization dedicated to the community and promoting Irish heritage.
And they have a women's auxiliary marching unit. The president is Terry Broderick Hathaway.
Here they are.
There they are, right in
There's
front of your
Terry.
screen. All decked out in their green boas. How fabulous is that? It's not a scarf, it's a green boa.
But most of them have that warm Irish knit sweater, and today is the day for it.
And you really do need to have that, certainly. And coming up behind them, you'll see in just a second is the Westfield Colleen float, and their theme this year is Under the Irish Sea. This year's float is the grand prize winner. Congratulations.
There is no surprise in that. I saw it earlier in the evening, earlier in the morning rather, and well, it felt like evening. It was dark, and you just knew that this thing was really well thought out, well done. Congratulations.
Yeah, a yellow submarine and a pink octopus, of course. The real stars on board are Colleen Ashley Rose Day, a sophomore at UMass Amherst. Her court members, Fiona Chutch, a junior at Westfield High School. Katie Napick, a senior at Westfield High School. Caitlin Blanchard, junior at Westfield State University. And Hannah Baker, senior at Williston Northampton School. Congratulations.
They look terrific, don't they?
They absolutely do, and that float is just spectacular. Look at that octopus.
And they're holding what I believe is the Harrington Award for the grand prize.
Absolutely.
Here is a group from Baldwinville, Mass. It is the Narragansett High School. They are sponsored by the Montmarie Rehab and Health Center.
Let's listen in to their performance here at the streets of Holyoke.
See the size of that drum line? What a
I
great
know.
unit. Some really wonderful young musicians here. And we're glad to have, this is their third visit to our parade. Next we have the Westfield Police Department.
Chief John Camerata.
And they have marched in this parade for, guess what, 66 years.
Terrific. You
Now-
just have to marvel at the regional aspect of this parade. It's in Holyoke, but it is really truly the parade of the region.
It is a regional parade. West Springfield Fire Department, Chief Mary Regan. And their marching unit. He's sort of marking time.
Somebody got mom and dad to spend money on a nice toy souvenir of this. And coming up, the Catamount Pipe Band from Marshfield, Vermont, sponsored by ES Sports.
And their director is Lane Machar. Founded in 2001. They took fourth place at the World Pipe Championships in Glasgow, Scotland.
That drummer knows how to play to the camera, doesn't he, Brian?
Just one of many.
And now we welcome St. Mary's Parish School. The school was established in 1898. Oh, hugs all around. It is a Roman Catholic school serving students from early childhood through high school.
And here we have faculty, staff, students, and parents of the students, and all coming down together right in front of Westfield State University. Marchers include Carlton Pickron, VP of Affairs, Student Affairs, and their owl mascot is Nestor the Owl.
Nestor. Pretty fun. Now presented by J.R. Sweepers. We have the Agawam Division coming down the street. The Agawam members of the Agawam St. Patrick's Committee.
As we will see in a minute, the Agawam Citizenship Award goes to Mr. Edward Borgatti. It's awarded to a non-committee member, a person who has made substantial contributions to the Agawam Committee. But we're still looking at committee members.
Yep.
And their van. By the way, I want to say hi to very special people in San Diego, California. My grandchildren, Caroline, Emmett, and Quinlan.
Oh, great. Great to have you guys watching us
Nana
streaming.
and Grandpa are thinking of you.
Hey. And is this... Oh, our Agawam Parade Marshal, Vera Conway,
There you go.
coming by. Nice to have you with us.
Congratulations, and enjoy your walk down Northampton Street. Or
She's-
your ride, as the case may be.
Yeah. She's a styling ride, too.
Here we have Ed Borgatti. We mentioned him earlier as the Citizenship Award recipient.
Congratulations to him and all our award winners, you know, who work hard to make this parade a reality each year, because it does take a year to put this on. And now we have our Ann Sullivan Award winner, Lori O'Connell. This award is given to a female committee member who epitomizes the values represented by Ann Sullivan. And there she is, Lori O'Connell.
Oh, she's enjoying herself. That's wonderful to see.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a crew with her, family and friends, no doubt.
We have quite a few people braving the convertible tops down today. Good for them. Good for them.
Give those ladies a wave and a shout out.
And now we have the Agawam St. Patrick's Parade Committee float coming down the street.
The Colleen is Haley Line, and her court members are Jenna Gurnelli, and Bianca Culhane, Lydia Corey, and Bailey Laviolette.
And if you look closely behind the blue door, oh, these gorgeous girls, there's actually a guy sticking his head out the pub. There he is. Opens the door, and there he is.
And you see the trophy that the Colleen is holding. That is first prize in the Irish class.
And they actually had an artist, a local artist, paint this whole, it's like a block in Ireland, and it is absolutely beautiful close up, Brian.
Oh, it certainly is. They've got the music on the float to go with it.
Mm-hmm. And more of our representatives from Agawam coming down the street. And someone who's going to be very glad when she gets to put her coat back on. Agawam High School.
There we go. The Agawam High School Band, sponsored by United Personnel.
And you know what? A very big smile on these kids. You know, it really is such a thrill because your family comes out and you really get to have a great time.
The size of this band, Eileen, they're going to be terrific. Let's listen.
They will.
marching Mohawks under the direction of Bill Huglin. Now I understand our man Monty is doing some crowd surfing.
Crowd surfing? They're going to have to float me with this one. What's your name?
Alice Murray. Amelia Murray. Lauren Duggan. Caitlin Duggan.
And you're all from Southampton. What's the best thing you've seen at the parade so far?
The float with the eye thing.
The float with the big eye thing. That was like the number one. What about you?
That was what I was going to say.
The Colleens.
The Colleen?
I like all the floats.
If you had to choose between being a Colleen or being in a marching band, which one would you choose?
Colleen. Colleen.
They didn't hear the question, so I'll just go on there. I was in marching band for a long time, and I think I'm ineligible for Colleen. So back to you, Brian and Eileen.
Just a little bit ineligible, but, you know, he'd make a nice Colleen. He's got the wave down.
I'm not going there on a motorcycle, on a bet, or anything.
Agawam Fire Department going by. The chief is Alan Ciros.
And it's comprised of 56 career firefighters, EMTs, and paramedics, as well as 15 call firefighters. Department personnel also participate in regional hazmat and technical reserve teams.
And you can hear the siren of the Agawam Police Department with Chief Eric Gillis marching proudly down the street.
There's the chief enjoying the walk. Congratulations to all of them. Thank you for the work you do for Western Mass and certainly for the town of Agawam. Now we've got the Excelsior Drum and Bugle Corps from Troy, New York, and they are a youth and family-based drum corps from the Capital District of New York under the direction of Donnell Matarouge. They are entering their 12th season, and the race season is a competitive drum corps. Excelsior Drum and Bugle Corps, Troy, New York. Let's listen.
They're sponsored by Senator Elizabeth Warren. Chicopee Division is coming up next, everybody. Sponsored by Health New England.
And first up is the Chicopee Marshal, Kathleen Ryan Balakir, marching with her husband, George, and her daughter, Megan. And Megan is actually a former member of the Chicopee Colleens Court. Kathy is a retired school teacher, taught for over 30 years. She is the president of the Delta Kappa Gamma International Organization of Women Educators out of Houston, Texas. She's a member of the National Science Teachers Association and the Massachusetts Association. She was the recipient of the Pioneer Valley Teaching of Excellence Award. So congratulations, Kathy Balakir. Enjoy your day.
Oh, absolutely.
And we have two past marshals. And we see one is State Representative Joe Wagner. And then there, of course, is the Chicopee Colleen Lady for Life, Denise Doyle Nowak. She was the parade marshal in 2014. And they are followed, presented by Big Y, followed by the Chicopee High School Pacer Marching Band.
Yep, the director is James Hoover. Let's listen in while they play. When Irish eyes are smiling, I can't believe we've gone this far into the parade, and that's the first time we've heard it.
Small but dedicated.
Yeah.
They're growing. They're sort of in a rebuilding mode, and we expect big things from them. We want to certainly recognize them and thank Big Y. It's a world-class family, the Demore family, and a world-class market, and they do so much for the community. We want to thank them. Seated in that car is Mr. Jack Woods, for whom the Woods Award is named, and he is sitting in the car with his sister, Pat Woods Anderson, 90 years young, who came all the way from Burlington, Vermont to be in our parade. And here you see members of the Chicopee St. Pat's Parade Committee. There it is, John Bollier. He is the Jack Woods Award recipient, walking with his wife, Patty, and his daughter, Miranda, granddaughter, Everly, and nieces, Kimmy and Lizzie. And congratulations to John. John epitomizes what a busy man. You know, if you want something done, you ask a busy person. I mean, that is John. He's a great member of the Chicopee Parade Committee and active in the Holyoke Parade Committee. So congratulations to him. And now we have...
I think we did see, just to mention, the Atkinson Award recipient, David White.
David White. He is with Executive Limo, and they are responsible for bringing the Colleen and her court to all of their functions, so thank you to them. And here we have Assessor Laura McCarthy writing in. She and Peg are riding in the open convertible, enjoying themselves for the day. And now we have the Chicopee Colleen float.
We certainly do. First prize open theme. It is the sponsored by the Polish National Credit Union, Chicopee River Queen. It's a riverboat. So she's a Colleen and a River Queen this year.
And her name is Finn Murray. She is a senior at Pope Francis High School. Her court members are Samantha Kilbania, a senior at Chicopee High School, Kelsey Kremenek, a student at Springfield College, Rebecca Duffy, a senior at Pope Francis, and Anastasia Sereda, a junior at the Elms College.
And they just look absolutely beautiful on board that riverboat, which has some cool smoke coming out of it.
First prize open class, congratulations.
The float is actually putting those bubbles out there, Brian.
And here we have our Health New England marching unit. Maura McCaffrey is the president and CEO, and your local health plan. They are proud to sponsor the city of Chicopee and the Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade. And they have associates. There's Mayor Rich Koss. Mayor Koss enjoying his march down to through the streets of Holyoke with his lovely wife Gina. Gina, of course, is the executive director of Sunshine Village, a truly wonderful place in the city of Chicopee, something really to be proud of. Chicopee Police Department, there's the cruiser.
Chief William Jebb, with the men
Bill
and women
Jebb
of
is
the
leading
city
the contingent from the Chicopee Police Department. There's Bill Jebb, police chief in the city of Chicopee, and his very enthusiastic group.
Getting quite a lot of cheers.
They are. I mentioned at the top of the broadcast about the party across the street. Well, you're hearing it now. And this is the Chicopee Comprehensive High School Band, sponsored by WWLP TV 22.
Let's listen in. And let's go down to Monty with a true landmark of TV 22.
A broadcasting legend, Cy Becker. Let's take a look at the movies in the middle of the parade. What was the last movie you saw? And
The last movie I saw was wonderful, Beauty and the Beast. It is a monster at the box office. People are loving it. Any age. Bring a child, bring yourself, bring a whole family. I'll tell you, this is one hell of a movie.
You heard it from Cy Becker. Tell Brian Lapis thanks for the sunshine, too.
I will tell him.
Thanks, Cy.
The Dean of Broadcasters in Western Massachusetts. I remember when I used to hear him on WSPR radio. He's followed by the Chicopee Fire Department marching unit. I want to thank station manager Bill Pepin from TV 22 for all of his help. The antique fire truck.
We also want to say a quick hello to Julia in Sweden, who is watching us.
Fire chief is Dean Damaris, the deputy chief Ed Marco. 143 members.
Look at that. That is just so beautiful.
It really
but
is.
when you look at how far the technology, everything has come, and, you know, it makes it a lot safer for those firefighters out there. Fortunately, we do see that, you know, sometimes it's just not enough, but, you know, how far they've come and just how amazing they are. Says the firefighter's daughter and the aunt of a firefighter.
It says Pacific Company on the top of that antique fire truck. I'm not really sure what the significance of that was, but we've got a number of them coming.
And the kids are enjoying themselves along the sideline. watching the parade or just hanging out?
You know what? Oh, Monty's crowd surfing again. Let's go down and see what's going on.
What's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Paula Burke. I'm from Lawler Street.
So you're like the mayor of Lawler Street?
Yes, I am.
Does this corsage mean anything? Are you a Colleen?
I should be.
Don't you think?
I'm a Colleen in my own mind.
You made that corsage?
Yes, I did.
I got you on television, so that's wonderful.
I know, because Ian is fabulous.
Oh, you've already made friends with the cameraman, so thank you to Ian.
Ian and Keith over there. They're our friends. And Alejandro.
There we go. What's the best thing you saw on the parade?
All the men in uniform.
There we go. Back to you, Brian and Eileen.
Oh, it's a smart woman who learns the names of the photographers out there.
You think we better check on what's going on out there, Eileen?
I don't know.
Let's start keeping an eye on things out there. Have a little bit of a break in our
on.
parade, but it gives us an opportunity to single out the folks who are back in the parking lot. They're called Parade Coordination. Kathy Krissick is the chief of staff who really directs parade coordination. I want to congratulate her and for all her hard work and thank her so much for the job she's done in putting out parade coordination. Next we have, again, from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the Avalon String Band, sponsored by the Holyoke Lodge of Elks, number 902.
They are fabulous as always. And don't forget, if you are using social media, our hashtag is Parade413. So join in the fun. And we have some folks here walking by from Avalon.
Backup for the Avalon String Band. You know, these string bands are just such great crowd pleasers of the parade. We're delighted we were able to bring 3 of them this year.
Terrific.
And it's thanks to so many of our folks who are helping sponsor these bands.
You can see those flags flying in the wind. And, thanks to everyone who came out here especially from the Moose Family Lodge. That is their truck, and they're braving the wee bit chilly temperatures to come out and represent the Moose Family Center, 1849. The governor is Dan Genie. The president is Bob Hupfer, and this is their marching unit. Look at that.
And of course,
Tommy.
There he is. Yeah, Tommy the Moose. The Moose Family Center, it's a fraternal organization of men and women dedicated to caring for young and old, bringing communities closer together. The Chicopee Lodge is the largest moose lodge in New England, and they do a wonderful job. Here they are with their Cub Scout pack and their Boy Scout troop.
Yeah.
They also have Moose International funds Moose Heart, a child, city, and school in Moose Heart, Illinois. And Moose Haven is the retirement community in Orange Park, Florida.
And they are followed
they
by...
do wonderful work all over the country to support those 2 enterprises. And here we are with Best Buddies,
don't
again.
we? They are a collaboration of Chicopee Com and Chicopee High Schools. They conduct monthly group events and in the community to support the mission that all students should have access to fun social activities.
And that was Cub Pack 138. And now we have the Connecticut Hurricane Drum and Bugle Corps. Let's listen. Well, we'd love to listen if they would grace us with another song.
They didn't read the script, Brian.
They didn't read the sign on the side of the road
it
either.
says play now. That's okay. You know what? They were probably playing from the second they stepped off.
I wouldn't doubt it. The Hercs, as they're known, have been in our parade year after year after year. They always do a splendid job. Glad to have them back from Seymour, Connecticut. Now here we have South Hadley.
Hadley, Granby, East Hampton, and Southampton Division. brought to us by Beers and Story Funeral Home and East Hampton Savings Bank.
And the South Hadley Parade Marshal is Jackie Reardon. Jackie has been active on the St. Pat's Committee of Holyoke since 2000. Certainly looking forward to being there. And here is John Syback, state representative, another hard-hitting legislator from Western Massachusetts. And we now have the South Hadley Marching Band.
Sponsored by Commonwealth Packaging. Let's listen in. Nice job. Nice job.
And coming into view now, first prize patriotic theme. The South Hadley float is remembering those of the USS Schroeder. This float honors their fellow float builder, the late Leon Zukowski. Pictured on there is Leon's picture, and his shipmates who served on the USS Schroeder during the Pacific Campaign of World War II. Was involved in every major battle of the Pacific. And that's what South Hadley likes to do, something of a patriotic nature each time. But if you notice on the float, they still have Snoopy on every float they build.
Woodstock was also there. And we have the South Hadley Police Chief Steve Parentella and the police marching unit coming by.
There's the chief. No, there was the chief, sorry. Now we have the South Hadley Fire District 1, Fire Chief Robert Authier. And then there is South Hadley District 2, Fire Chief David Keefe and Assistant Chief Todd Calkins.
Todd Calkins is a friend of mine. I adore him and his family. Just want to say a shout out to him.
Fire District was created in 1909 to protect the northern half of South Hadley. And in 1947, parts of Granby were annexed into the district. So that's how the district came about.
And they're a noisy district. Good for them. That's what kids love, those air horns.
Oh, they do. They do. And it's time for these first responders to enjoy the afternoon, accept the plaudits, accept the recognition from the public they serve, and give us a chance to say thank you for being the first on scene. Thank you for taking care of us in all of the communities that we live in. We couldn't do it without you.
Absolutely. We have the East Hampton High School, sponsored by East Hampton Savings Bank. Their band coming down the street now. The Eagles. Let's listen in.
Color Guard. Of course, you noticed that was the Notre Dame Victory March.
Absolutely. It also has other variations we used to sing in high school. And the East Hampton Mayor looks to be behind the Color Guard.
Here we have
Caddo and her husband Robert. The mayor has served the city of East Hampton for over 20 years, and in January 2014 became the first woman mayor of East Hampton.
And they are both enjoying the title of Parade Marshal. And I want to say that good friends of theirs, Mitch and Marge Petrus, I know are very, very proud of their friends being the Parade Marshal. So Mitch and Marge, we're thinking of you this afternoon and look forward to seeing you with John and Roddy at the Glendale Grill real soon.
Yay.
And we have the East Hampton
Fire Department.
Fire Department Chief Robert Alberti. I guess we've got officers Rick Rogalski, Alan Shadle, Robert Puska, Dennis Scribner, and Chad Alexander.
And the fire chief is Dave Motter. And marching are Captains Wayne Henneman and Sean O'Leary, along with fellow firefighters.
East Hampton Parade Committee in the car past marshals, Sylvia Gallagher and John Sheen, and the 2013 award recipient Mary Jane Mathers.
I believe we also saw the East Hampton Gallagher Walker Award winner Melissa Pike in the crowd there. Distinguished Young Women, Scholarship, Leadership, Talent, Greater East Hampton winners.
The recipient this year is Ella Smith, and the Distinguished Young Women awards high school junior girls for their academic achievements, as well as their ability to interview, speak publicly, and their fitness level. Oh, here we go.
Okay, this is the Leprechaun Plunge Float. Let's listen.
What do you think about today's Hoyle Parade, huh? We know how to party.
That's a party. That's a party on the move right there. There were several joint fundraisers between the Parade Committee and the Leprechaun Plunge Committee. I want to thank Kelly McGivern for all of her hard work on the part of the Parade Committee. And it was what enjoyable events they were, and just as enjoyable as watching these folks go down the street. They're probably having the best time of anybody we've seen yet.
Oh, yeah. And just to note that in their 8th year, they have raised more than $600,000 for 6 charities. Rock on, you guys deserve it.
There you go.
You are watching the 66th Annual Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade here on WGBY, public television for Western New England.
And now we go into Northampton Amherst, and the division sponsor is the Ahern Funeral Home. I thank Mike Ahern and the gang from Northampton for their continued sponsorship. Looking at the 10th Massachusetts Volunteer Infantry Militia, followed by...
The commander of that is the Captain Alan, I hope I get this correct, Goditis. We also have...
good. The Veterans Council of Northampton. And what do we have? The Parade Marshal?
Edward.
Ed McColgan, Northampton Parade Marshal. He's marching with his wife, Marcia Burek. He's a former Massachusetts State Rep from 68 to 73. He's a retired educator. Resides in Northampton. And here is David Narkowitz, Northampton Mayor.
Smiling and waving away to the crowd.
Enjoying the walk.
We understand his wife, Yelena,
is flying by. I do.
It is going by pretty quickly. I think that that has to do with the temperature, Brian.
It certainly does.
When it's a little bit colder out there, they tend to walk a little more quickly. We apologize if we miss mentioning some of the folks who have been going out. We have the Joan Tobin Award winner there, and we have someone carrying a trophy, which usually indicates that a float has won an award, but you're going to have to wait until the float gets in front of the camera. First, we have St. Patrick.
By the way, I think the Joan Tobin Citizenship Award recipient was Shannon Ryan.
There she is.
And it's presented to a high school senior who has strong characteristics of good citizenship. Congratulations to Shannon, and all our best wishes to her.
Oh, look at those Irish eyes smiling terrifically. And here is their parade committee coming through.
You're right, there's a trophy.
There's a trophy.
We need to see a float.
We need to wait till we see the float.
And this is the William F. O'Connor Shinashi Award. The award recipient is Daniel McColgan. Oh, there's our president.
Their committee president?
I think that's Northampton's Megan Gilboy.
And here is their float, which did win a prize in religious theme. First prize. Congratulations. Bridging the Gap. And we know what that symbol right there is, Brian.
It's beautiful.
It certainly is beautiful, the Claddagh. Congratulations to the Northampton St. Patrick's Parade Committee.
And now, of course, we have the Blue Devils Marching Band, sponsored by Bridget Goggins of Goggins Real Estate.
followed by the small but mighty, they are followed by Smokey Bear, who reminds you only you can prevent forest fires. He's out of the Department of Conservation. And you know, spring is coming, and we will all be outside enjoying the beautiful weather and the beautiful area in which we live. So remember, folks, be very careful with those campfires, and just be careful not to ruin any of the precious green space we have here.
Eileen, I do want to say that in sponsoring the Northampton High School band, Bridget Goggins wanted to dedicate the performance to her childhood friend and classmate at Northampton High, Dan Goldstein.
And we have the Duffy Academy of Irish Dance coming down the street, dancing down the street. How terrific is that? It keeps things moving along, and it keeps those Tootsies warm.
They're having a great time.
They are. I don't hear any music for them to dance to, but they're doing a great job. Oh, someone just lost her sneaker. Oh, Cinderella. We have an actual Cinderella in the middle of Northampton Street in our parade. More members of the Northampton contingent walking down the street.
You know, they've been waiting in the parking lot for quite a long time.
Absolutely. Look at those
Kmart
pants.
Lot, so they're ready.
Relay
they're ready
for
to
Life, Hampshire County.
Shot out of a can. Here they come.
That really is such a special event, raising money for cancer.
The power of purple.
Celebrate, remember, and fight back. And now the Hampshire Sheriff's Office marching unit is coming down the street.
Sheriff Patrick Cahonain, newly elected, native of Ireland, I'm told, accompanied by the Hampshire Deputy Sheriffs. Triad is a crime prevention and safety program for senior citizens.
So we have two new sheriffs in
Yes, we
town
do.
this year. Welcome. And you got to use the sirens.
Have to.
Definitely.
It's mandatory in a parade.
Mandatory. We'll take this moment to remind folks, if you have someone who's living outside of the area and would love to see the rest of the parade, we are streaming live on wgby.org/St. Patrick's Parade. This has really grown over the years. Remember when we first started live streaming, Brian? We've grown to have viewers in 42 different states and 46 different countries.
And someone just checked in from Sweden.
Yay!
So we are global. We are international.
Glad to have you listening and watching. And these
look like
I know
some of the trainees for the sheriff's department.
Mm-hmm.
What a
And
contingent.
they are followed by the Smith Vocational High School Agricultural Float, Spring Woodland theme. And they have gotten an honorable mention. Congratulations to them. I did speak with one of the young gentlemen on board there earlier today and said, look at the dog. What are you looking forward to most from the parade? And he said, when I can go home to my warm house.
Smith Voc opened in 1908 as the country's first agricultural school and the state's first vocational school. So congratulations to them and all the good things that they do in helping people formulate careers.
And now we have the Amherst Fire Department marching unit and their engine coming by your screen. The chief is Tim Nelson. There he is, a former Holyoke firefighter.
A former Holyoke firefighter and a former member of the Holyoke St. Pat's Parade Committee. And Tim's a great fellow. always enjoy having him stop around at a meeting, and wish him very best of luck in he's doing a great job up there as chief, and we're all very proud of him.
Yeah, this is their 6th year marching in the parade. Chief Nelson is proud of his time as a Holyoke firefighter, which he was for 28 years, and just as proud of the Amherst Fire Department he now leads. Amherst Fire Department protects approximately 80,000 people in 125 square miles for EMS, and they cover the town of Amherst as well as UMass Amherst, which of course is quite the task there.
It certainly is, and
Brian,
they have a lot of responsibility.
Do you have a suit like that? I'm sorry, but you really need one if you don't.
Do you really expect me to say yes? It's Melha Shrine Division, sponsored by our friends at Westfield Bank, and want to say hello to my good friend Ray Torini, the potentate. Now these look like the Rainbow Girls.
Yeah,
That's what we've got
certainly
going here.
looking terrific. As you know, the Shriners are just such a well-beloved institution here in Massachusetts and Springfield area and throughout North America. They have 375,000 members throughout North America, including almost 2,000 right here in Western Massachusetts, and they provide care for children through the age of 18, all at no charge at their hospitals. Their 22 state-of-the-art pediatric hospitals care for needs that include orthopedic, burns, and spinal cord injuries. They have treated more than 835,000 children from around the world, and in this endeavor, they spend more than $826 million a year, Brian. It's
And
just
not only
amazing.
that, but they have some of the greatest commercials on television.
Yeah, they do. They do.
I just love those folks. They do a great job, and I'm proud to say that my niece is in the public relations department of the Shriners Burn Center in Boston.
Oh.
Elizabeth, and she was formerly with your alma mater.
Channel 40. Elizabeth
And
Corridan.
now she's working for the Shriners at the Burn Center. Here we have one of their bands, and these fellows do it the right way. This is their military band, and they take it sitting down, and it's great. They take things easy. They like it that way. So they're sitting down and they're enjoying the parade, playing a little music and having fun.
Now these guys have the right idea with the hat on, keeping them nice and warm on this beautiful late winter day in the city of Holyoke. The Quabog Highlanders from Brimfield, Mass. They are sponsored by Scrub Warehouse. Let's listen in. How terrific was that?
That was terrific. I think just one more great addition of the Shriners group, and now we've got some of their cars, the Shriners riders. They're just carrying a lot of the folks who do a tremendous amount of work for people, and that's self-explanatory right there. That needs no comment whatsoever. So I think these are past potentates. The illustrious potentate, as I mentioned, is Raymond Torini, sort of the capo of the group.
And I know that the Shriners use this opportunity to also recruit new members,
Yes,
because
they do.
that's the strength of any charitable organization, is to recruit new blood and new members.
And Eileen, we're delighted to have join us again on the broadcast, Mr. Alan Zippen, who is a past potentate of the Shrine. And welcome, Al. It's a delight to have you back again.
It's good to be back again. I'll tell you, I'm happy to be anywhere at this point.
Oh, well, good to see you.
Year, but, yeah, I'm thrilled to be here.
We are thrilled to have you. Tell us what's new with the Shriners. What's
first of
happening?
All, the Shriners fraternity, this is the 120th anniversary of our being in Springfield.
Oh, congratulations.
That's really special.
That's huge.
And then as far as the hospital is concerned, there have been a lot of changes in partnering up with Connecticut Children's and with Bay State. Everybody's involved, and what's happened as a result of that is we're able to provide a much wider range of services, and for 5 consecutive months the Springfield Hospital has had more referrals than any of the other 21 hospitals in the whole system.
Wow.
It's really, I mean, it's just terrific what's going on there.
Oh, it certainly is.
We just brought a new x-ray machine called EOS. And EOS is an x-ray machine where you can stand or sit in it. It reduces the exposure as far as radioactive exposure is concerned down to maybe 2 or 3%. So it's about 10% lower, and does 360 degree x-rays all the way through.
That's state of the art.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was very expensive, but we had a lot of people who made donations, so we got it. It was $900,000 to buy it.
Yep.
And while we were talking serious medicine, the clown group just went by, and they're entertaining the crowd as always.
Yeah.
And you know, that is part of the beauty of the Shriners. They make you laugh, and the stories of how they help so many children could make you cry.
I can tell
good
you
tears
that
of joy.
People say
Best
to me,
seat in
"You
the house."
Shriners have a lot of fun." And I said, yes, we do, because we know what we're working for. I said, we're having fun because we're working for our children everywhere.
Well, we've got more Shrine to bring you, so let's just take a real quick break right here, and we'll be right back.
Of the 66th Annual Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade is brought to you by the members of WGBY and by...
When it comes to choosing a bank, you want more than just some bank. You want to deposit a check in my PJ's bank. And I never knew a mortgage could be this easy bank. A forward-thinking, saves-me-time business bank. And always finding better ways for me to bank. A one less thing to worry about, more time for blowing bubbles, make my life easier bank. Yeah, you want more than just some bank. You want People's Bank.
At Dowd, we don't call it paperwork. We call it people work. It's that high level of customer service that builds lifelong relationships. So when we shop the multitude of insurance companies to find the best coverage for you, your insurance coverage will fit you to a T. Because we have that relationship with you, we can better serve you. This is how Dowd got to be the oldest family-owned agency in Massachusetts. The Dowd Agencies, for the way you live.
Applebee's has a brand new location in Holyoke, and we are proud to sponsor the Holyoke St. Patrick's Day Parade and Road Race. Our brand new location in Holyoke is at 241 Whiting Farms Road, across from the Holyoke Mall. Hope to see you there.
And the city of Holyoke.
Hi, we're the Agawam Colleens. Happy Parade Day. Hope you enjoy it.
And welcome back, everybody, to the 66th Annual Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade. A bit of a chilly day out there, but as you can see, the crowds have turned out here on Northampton Street and throughout the parade route in the city of Holyoke. Right now, we have the Shriners Division coming through, and you know what that means. We get the special pleasure of talking to past potentate, yes, say that 3 times fast, Eileen, Alan Zippen, and he talks all about what's new with the Shriners, and we enjoy this yearly check-in with you, Alan, and we're glad you're here with us this year.
I really enjoy being here, and you know, as I said, the hospital in particular has had some major accomplishments in the past year. And in my other role as chairman of our circus, this is my 28th year doing that.
Terrific.
So we have a big new circus coming to town May 4th through 7th.
Oh, great.
And our our Shriners will all get involved in that.
Yep.
But,
And when you
things
say
are good.
new, what's going to be different about it? What can people look
Well,
forward to?
we have some very interesting acts coming in. We have a cannon shoot.
Okay.
We have tigers. We have elephants. We have a dog act with Dobermans.
Ooh.
A trapeze act that
Yep.
is getting rave reviews, you know, and then the clowns. Our own clowns participate in the circus, too.
Oh, yeah.
Put an act in. So it's very exciting. It's very exciting.
And the money raised. Tell people where the
Okay.
money raised
The
goes,
money
because
that we
that's
raise
so
at the
important.
circus goes to the Shriners so we can support our units and bring them out. We do many other fundraisers for the hospital.
Yep.
But this one in particular is in order to subsidize what we need to do to keep our units out there, to keep creating awareness of fraternity. And I know that you said, I heard you say that, you know, membership is crucial.
Exactly.
And at the circus, I always announce that, you know, if you like what you see and you want to become a Shriner, just ask a Shriner.
Exactly.
That's all it takes.
Exactly.
So, you know, and this exposure at this parade is incredible. Just incredible.
Well, we're happy to help. If someone is interested, talk about what kind of a time commitment it would be for someone to be a Shriner.
Well,
is it overwhelming? Is it you know, can they do it on their own sort of schedule if they're busy at home with their own kids? Because you like to get those younger folks in,
yes,
and keep them throughout the years.
Well, you have to be a Mason first in
Mhm.
order to be a Shriner, and then the level of participation is really up to you. As I've told people, if you can give me 2 hours a year, come
You'll take
over
it.
and usher at a show at the circus. That's all.
I want to do that.
Well, that's who's picking me up. I actually
Yes.
did that once. They started
Did
that
you?
when I was the potentate back in 1983.
Oh my goodness!
And it is a big hit. Big
It
hit.
certainly is. It's
They're
definitely
gonna
a
stop out here, and so I can get on there. And
Oh, that's
Ride in
that's
with them.
riding in style,
Oh, yeah.
definitely. And
Absolutely.
so
It's,
you mentioned anybody.
I'll tell you, it's a fascinating organization. Just walking up here to get to the booth, I must have had half a dozen people stop me. A young man came out and gave me a big hug. He said, "You Shriners, the hospital, what they did for me, you know, and that kind of thing." And that is so rewarding. It really is.
Al, this has got to be one of the real fun rides for the Shriners. I know it's one of the most entertaining ones for the crowd to watch them go up and over this vehicle on those ramps. But how would you like to be their insurance man? I don't think so. Wow, this is terrific. It really is. We're glad to have it. I think we're in great shape. We're looking. We got a little more shrine to come. As I look down the street, we've got some of our Haggai vehicles, and they're like little kids. They're having a great time driving these vehicles. So, Al, thank you so much for joining us again. We appreciate your commentary, your insights into what goes on with the Shrine locally and what goes on nationally. You've been so helpful. Thank you again. We're glad to have you back. I know you had some health challenges in this past year. Wonderful to have you back. A terrific person, a great Shriner, Alan Zippen. So, and here we are, partner. We're still going strong here. I think people will watch some of these vehicles just for hours. They're crowd pleasers. They enjoy it, and we're really happy to have these folks in the parade.
We certainly are, and as you mentioned, Alan had some health issues this past year. We missed him last year, but he's always been just such a treat to have here. And, you know, it's a great opportunity to shine a light on one of the really treasures of this area, the Shriners Hospital.
Oh, it truly is. It truly is.
You know, give them a little plug for their new and improved circus, he's saying.
Right.
So we're definitely going to be looking forward to that.
And the circus is in town. I also want to say some thank yous as we begin to wind down a little bit. Thank you to UMass Catering. They provided the crew here with a great lunch. And, you know, we have to say something about this crew who have been out here. They've been handling these cameras some have been out here since 7 o'clock this morning. And what a tribute to WGBY that not only their people come out here, but we have so many others who are freelancers. They come every single year, as Keith Clark will tell us, and all he's got to do is call, and they just say, when do you want me and where do you want me? Glad to be there. And they enhance this crew measurably. I mean, there's got to be mid to high 20s in terms of actual body count and involvement. And I've got to think that it's really only 9 or 10 that are actually WGBY. These others just come from any number of other venues. But thank you to all of them, and congratulations to everyone associated with this television crew, because you have worked hard today. It has gotten a little bit better here, a little bit warmer. Still not classified as warm.
Yeah, you know what, though? The sunshine is warming things up, and honestly, and I don't want to sound too, schmoozy, but it just, the spirit of the people out here on the streets just warms your heart, and it's this is home, and this is Holyoke, and this is our parade, and this is our heritage. So it definitely warms your heart and keeps you going. And if you have mittens and hats on too, that's even better.
Yeah, and also, here we sit in Barry Farrell's front lawn of the Barry Farrell Funeral Home.
For years now. Yeah.
Yes, for years, since, this is 15 years.
Yeah.
And thank you, Barry, and all the folks here at the funeral home for your generosity and putting up with us. I mean, we basically take over this lot. We certainly take over your front yard. We will try to leave it as we found it. And thank you so much. You've just been great to us, and we're very appreciative.
And we, mentioned the crew out here in the cold, but we've also got an incredible crew back at the station, and they are doing a phenomenal job putting this out on the air, putting it out live streaming, so that folks who have moved away from the area can still keep in touch with our fabulous parade here in Holyoke. And we would be remiss, Dave Frazier, our producer here, who just does such an amazing job, and Lynn, our director, who keeps us on track and on target.
Thank you, Lynn.
And
she only yelled at me once today.
Yeah,
we got that out of the way right away, right off the top.
We're getting better. Oh, she just said she doesn't yell. And also to everyone who took out their shovel and shoveled these sidewalks, and to the Holyoke DPW who plowed this area. Okay, I won't say it, but there's another St. Patrick's parade in another city, Boston, who actually had to shorten their parade route this year because they didn't have enough space with the snow. Whereas Holyoke, we're doing the whole parade.
We do the whole parade, and it is the second largest parade in the country. It was a little faster today because, as we spoke about earlier, when it's cold weather, people have been waiting around in that parking lot, and they just come out and they're ready to move, right?
All right. We're getting the sign from Lynn now. She is yelling at us that we only have a few seconds. I want to say thank you to Brian for being here with me, and always just extending such courtesy. The parade committee, thank you so much.
12 years together, and you're still the class of the act. Thank you so much for the poise you bring to this broadcast. And thank you all. And we look forward to seeing all of you right here next year for the 67th edition of the Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade. Take care now.
I'm Elizabeth Barahasuman from Northampton.
I'm Chris Myers from Long Meadow.
I'm Eliza Lake from Worthington.
And you're watching WGBY Springfield.
Westminster Abbey. This most historic church in the English-speaking world is where kings and queens have been crowned and buried since 1066. While it was first built in the 11th century, much of what we see today is 14th century. When there's a royal wedding, the world looks on as, amid all this splendor, thousands of Britain's glitterati gather under these graceful Gothic arches. The centerpiece is the tomb of Edward the Confessor, who founded the abbey, and surrounding Edward are the tombs of 29 other kings and queens. This is the tomb of Queen Elizabeth I. Her royal orb symbolizes she was queen of the entire globe. The abbey is filled with the remains of people who put the great in Britain: saints, musicians, scientists, and soldiers.